Welcome back to our weekly Women's Health Q&A, and this month we're talking about equity in the gym. So how to create an environment that looks after men and women as equally valuable. And today I want to discuss your gym equipment. Like, do you have his and hers gym equipment? And if not, maybe you should consider throwing out anything that locks a person into a position. So I'm thinking like those bicep curl machines or the leg extensions. And this is why they're designed for the average man, okay? And women have quite different bodies, which we'll go into later. But just to illustrate why it's important to have something designed for you, last month, the first female crash test dummy was put into use in Sweden, right? The first female crash test dummy in 60 years of seatbelts. Now, why does this matter? Well, women are 78% more likely to get injured in a car accident, and they are also more likely to be more severely injured, including death. So when we're talking car safety, women have been allowed to be more vulnerable, more injured, because our bodies react differently to the same amount of force than a man's body, which sort of makes perfect sense when you think of it like that. If you want more info on that, I've put it in the link in bio in Instagram, or if you're watching on Facebook, it's in the comment. It's in the either the comments or the caption for this video. But this is like a major disservice for women, and women are 3 times more likely to be injured in the gym as well. Okay, I could not find any data on how severely, but they're 3 times more likely to be injured, and we're not thinking about it. Okay, now it's likely to be a variety of factors. Okay, generally we've been dismissing it as hormones, so we've been saying, oh, estrogen, it makes the joints and ligaments more supple. That's why women are generally more mobile, but they're also less stable. Okay. Yeah, but there's more to it. Okay. So I've got 5 points here. Yes, hormones play a role, which is point number 1. However, point number 2, proper form is also modeled on the male body. So the male pelvis, the male torso, the male knee. Women have smaller bones, larger hips relative to the rest of her body, narrower rib cages. They have a different stress response to both emotional stress and physical stress. There's plenty of other differences that require a tweak in what proper form is, yet we're not well educated on it, unfortunately. Number 3, the fact that our gym equipment is modeled on an average man, unless you're at a women's only gym, and then quite often they are designed specifically for the average woman. Now, the thing about women's only gyms then is they quite often can't be loaded with the kind of weights a woman needs to stimulate bone and muscle density. So it's a bit like, oh yeah, here's your specifically designed piece of equipment, but let's not take you seriously. You're not going to actually use it, are you? So look at your equipment. Point 4 is that trainers are not well trained in women's physiology yet. Okay, yet. We're working on it. There's massive gaps in our knowledge and our knowledge of women generally, and women have poor knowledge about their own bodies. I was almost 40 before I really learnt about the menstrual cycle and how I could make it work for me. That's ridiculous. And then in sport, women generally across most sports have less support. So that means less coaching, less pay, less prize money, less hours spent at training, less facilities. Even if they have the same facilities, I know I've touched on public toilets before, even if they have the same facilities, because women use toilets and change rooms differently, it's not always equitable and it's not always meeting their needs. Okay. Less physio consults, less time in the gym, etc., etc., etc. So all those factors, and probably 100 more, go towards contributing to this injury gap, this physical health gap in active women. So if his and hers machines aren't an option for you in your gym, then modes of training that work for everyone include cable machines, because you can get free range of movement through your shoulders and elbows, dumbbells, barbells, body weight, sandbells, anything you can move like as naturally as possible is ideal for women. Please don't lock them into standard like hydraulic or pin loaded weight machines unless they're specifically designed for women. And even then, if she's at the end of the spectrum, like super small, super tall, they probably won't fit her real well then either. The idea is to let the female body move like a female body does. And if you don't know what that looks like, then find out. And just to finish up for today, to reiterate what I'm trying to say to you is look at your gym equipment a little bit differently now, okay? I'm actually not expecting anyone to go out and have his and hers bicep curls and his and hers leg press machines, but if when you're training your female clients you understand that this machine probably doesn't fit her really well, then you may stop contributing to this data that shows that women are getting more injured when they work out. So any questions, comments, criticisms, feel free to message me. And I've pre-recorded next week in advance because I'm away, but I can still answer your questions. So keep sending them through and I'll talk to you next week.